Huge, incredible, great news to start your Sunday afternoon as $35,000 stimulus checks could be coming to parents under the third stimulus package. Yes. And $1,400 stimulus checks could be coming to the rest of us. Particularly fair? I'll be analyzing all that in this recording. Meantime, multiple stimulus checks on point, and hazard pay remains a question. And then the big issue is $600 the new FPUC? One congressional leader says he's going to block the third stimulus package bill unless it's $600, and there could be another wrinkle to it for that as well. This is FPUC, and this is the news you've been waiting for, and it could signal changes to the stimulus checks as well. Big, incredible, great news to start your afternoons LLate on Valentine's Day. This is a big recording. Thank you for joining me on Afternoons LLate. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LLate on what a day it is. $35,000 stimulus checks, $600 of FPUC, multiple stimulus checks. So many things happening across the board just today. And I'm really excited you're joining me on a big Valentine's Day. Want to be my Valentine? If you've not subscribed, you can subscribe and be my Valentine. Thank you for joining this channel, which from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, will amass 100 million views by the end of this month. Its 9th month, never reached in the history of YouTube channels. Help us reach it. We're at 99 million currently. We're only 1 million away. We will get there. So make sure you watch this video. I'm next taped with you on third stimulus check about 15 minutes after this start of this recording. And then I'm live with What the Chuck at about 5 minutes after that recording. I don't want you to miss any of these three shows on a big afternoons session. Also, if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Thank you to the thousands who have joined, and I'll have more PDFs for you later today. The member link is at the top of the chat, and also top of the video, and also in the pinned comment and in the description. In this recording, I'm going to go over that insanely huge $35,000 stimulus check. Then I'll be cutting back to the $10,000 stimulus check for the first stimulus package. Oh yes, it is now arriving. And then I'll be going over the push for $600 for FPUC. It's coming out of nowhere. I'm so excited for you. There's so much happening across the board. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news first to start this afternoon is first stimulus. Reports are now surfacing from viewers of this channel that they are now receiving the SBA.gov email from SBA indicating that they are eligible and ready to receive the remainder of their $10,000 EIDL grant. This is huge. These are 2020 applicants for the EIDL grant. They never got the remainder of the $10,000 EIDL grant. They're now getting that email invitation. And you know what's really big about this is that they're not in the low-income based communities. These are people in the next tier. I told you they're going to do low-income first, $10,000 remainder of the grant, and then they're going to go to non-low-income based applicants from 2020 and tell them we have the remainder $10,000 grant. So watch your inbox and watch your spam folder for SBA.gov's email about the $10,000 grant. All right, the next big great news is that states across the board are now reporting that they have received the money from the second stimulus package, the second one, the Donald Trump Mar-a-Lago stimulus package for rent and utilities. And those states now have that free rent, free utilities, and more. If you need help with rent and utilities and you've reached out to your city, county, and state housing authority and county offices and city housing authorities offices and can't find it, Reach out to the volunteers. They will help you get your free rent, free utilities, and more. They're in the community link in this description to this video, news.la.com/community. Remember, this channel is here to fight to get you money, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, and not 5 months from now, but right now. Also, big great news is that viewers are reporting receipt of SNAP benefits across the board under third stimulus and executive orders. This is where SNAP benefits currently are, and what are SNAP benefits? First, they are free food. How much can you get for SNAP benefits? Up to $1,400 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. How do you get the SNAP benefits? You reach out to Department of Agriculture 211. How do you get, what is the eligibility for SNAP benefits? Anyone who made less than $49,000. Footnote, I have some viewers who said they applied and they got denied. They're confused. Reach out to the volunteers if you're having problems or questions. They'll answer your questions as well. Then, what are the big changes? There's several big changes. First, all SNAP benefits are increased 15% till December under these new executive orders of the second stimulus and third stimulus package. Second, there are new executive orders that add 6-year-olds to PBET. Third, there is a new executive orders that extend PBET nationally. And finally, there's executive orders that make PEBT get a 15% increase. What's going on here? If your child has to stay home from school and is of any age now, you can get PBET. That's about now, it was normally about $134 a month, but because of the increase, it's about $154 a month. Reach out to Department of Agriculture to get this money. Remember, any age of a child that stays at home is now PBET. It's now about $154 a month, but it fluctuates from state to state. And that's on top of your benefits for SNAP as well. All right, let's get to the details from third stimulus. $35,000 stimulus checks could be coming to some viewers. What's going on? There is confirmation. Confirmation is not talk, it's actual walk, that under the third stimulus package, if you're a parent, you will get 2 stimulus checks for that child. If the child is under the age of 6, the child will get a $1,400 stimulus check and a $3,600 stimulus check, $5,000. This is how they'll be paid. The $1,400 will be paid right away, and the $3,600 will be paid $300 a month starting in the month of July for 1 year. If the child's ages 6 to 17, you'll get $1,400 plus $3,000, just $600 less. That will be paid the same way. $1,400 stimulus check right up front, and then $250 starting the month of July all the way up for next year. It's shocking, and this is where it's also shocking. Under the $3,600 and the $3,000, there is no apparent limit on how many kids you may have to get those checks. Remember, it's per child. Under the $1,400 stimulus check, they may limit it. We still have not seen. In the past, they've talked about limiting dependent checks to 5 in the household or 4 in the household. But if they do not limit it, it would be 7 children you can get. For example, I had one viewer who had 7 children, all under the age of 6, approximately. 7 times $5,000 a child, $35,000. This is not guessing numbers. These are actual numbers in the bill. It's incredibly huge. This is both a stimulus checks and multiple stimulus checks. First, the $1,400 now, and then the multiple stimulus checks of $300 every month going forward if the child's under the age of 6 per child. Huge, huge, huge numbers. All right, the other big huge issue this weekend is what Ron Wyden's position is as the Democrat from Oregon. He has not 1, not 3, but 4 major positions that are so important and so great for you that they impact all of the third stimulus package. First, the most important one, is a statement that President Biden must understand as a former member of the Senate for his entire lifetime that if a bill lands in the Senate, we don't roll over and just sign it. He specifically said basically the same words, that when the bill arrives, we don't just do what was given to us, we negotiate it. The president served in the Senate, and he knows that all these issues are in negotiation. Wow, this is huge. That's the first one. Second, he says he's going to block the third stimulus package unless there's $600 of FPUC. This is also huge. $600 versus $400 is nearly double the amount. This could ultimately recap those people that are, or offset those people that have not gotten their FPUC retro. Now, he does not say he will not support FPUC retro, so certainly get behind him and get him to agree to FPUC retro. And then the last one, this is another huge indication. He says that FPUC is currently set to expire in August under the third stimulus package. He says that makes no sense. Why is it expiring in the middle of the pandemic when we're not going to be back to normal? And moreover, why are we setting it up to expire again? This is really very important. He says there's so much work to be done, and the Senate can't be revisiting economic relief every 2 to 3 months. There are no less than 3 items about this that are big, important information to understand. 1, FPUC expired last year in the summer and was set to expire during when senators take vacations. This time around, they're doing it again. This time it's on purpose, because last year we didn't know how long the pandemic's going on. This year we know the pandemic's continuing into August, and we know that unemployment numbers will not be back to normal by August. Now, next, the expiration of FPUC in August makes no sense because it should be tied to economic conditions. He says that my starting point here is that my legislation would reinstate the full $600 a week and tie additional weeks of benefits in the program to economic conditions. This is very important because to have FPUC expire in August means that you think you are ignoring economic conditions. These are the economic predictions from Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary Joe Biden. She said last week that unemployment will not be back to normal until next year. The head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said the same thing last week, that reemployment on a broad schedule will not be back to normal until next year. So why are items under third stimulus expiring in just a few weeks? It doesn't make sense. It sounds like it's a setup for a failure again. Big push and big changes. So what should you do? First, SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits. The person who fought for you, wrote it, delineated it. Her name is Elizabeth Warren. She's a Democrat in the Senate. She's a Democrat from Massachusetts. She may not be your senator, but you need to reach out to her and say, I support you. What are you doing for this? Let me explain the narrative and what happened. She wrote the details. She withdrew from her run for presidency. Then Joe Biden assumed her details and mentioned them in his campaign literature. Then when he was elected, he repeated them in his transition papers. Now he's gone silent, complete utter silence on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, silent on the $200 increase, silent on the step up of 20%, and silent on the new benchmark, or up to 20%. Silent on everything. So go back to the original author, and that's Elizabeth Warren. Why? Because she can do 2 things. 1, she can put it in this bill when the bill lands in the Senate, just like how Ron Wyden is going to put $600 in there and change what it's tied to. Second, she can also do a standalone bill. Not this Friday, but the Friday before that, she did a standalone bill for $50,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. She can do this as a standalone bill as well. Number 2, the FPUC, you need to get behind Ron Wyden. This is huge. And you need to also remind him about the importance of retroactive stimulus, the FPUC. Finally, the stimulus check. Bernie Sanders, Ossoff, and Warnock, the Democrats from Georgia, all said in January, along with Chuck Schumer, you're going to get $1,400 plus $2,000. $1,400 plus $2,000. This stimulus package is just $1,400. It's not consistent with what was promised. $1,400 was the fix-it check from Trump in December of last year. There was supposed to be another $2,000 stimulus check on top of this. Ossoff and Warnock, Biden, Pelosi, all these people are trying to have you forget what was promised to you. Don't let them forget. As one viewer said, don't let any administration get a step ahead of you and start forgetting items, because if they have you forget one item, they'll have you forget all their promises. This is not a promise that you should let them forget. Then we have adult dependents, $3,200 stimulus check. They were supposed to get $3,200 stimulus check. Stay on top of that big issue, because under this stimulus package, it's $1,400. In the video after this, I will be hitting it harder as I continue to go over what else is going on in the third stimulus package. And that is the issue of hazard pay, EIDL, and other issues like FPUC. Meantime, where is the money coming from for this stimulus package? This has been a real big topic of discussion by viewers in some of the comments. There are comments by Budget Chairman John Yarmouth and Matthew Dickinson and others that I detailed over the weekend. I don't want to hit them again because I got to tell you, it made people very confused and very nervous as to where this money's coming from. At the moment, we really don't know. This is where the bill currently is. The bill is currently in the House of Representatives, and by February 22nd, that is an item in the bill. The bill will be called for a vote. The bill will be voted upon and then will go to the Senate on around February 22nd. When it's in the Senate, this bill can get revised. This is your window of opportunity as a follower of this channel to push and get it revised when it's in the Senate. Meantime, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky was under fire today by talking about reopening schools and using 5 factors of why schools should be reopened. And none of those 5 factors included questioning whether the teachers are vaccinated. Teachers, unions, and governors and doctors fumed back, saying, wait a second, we're talking about reopening parts of this economy not based upon vaccination. It turns us back to the issue of stimulus. If we don't see stimulus tied to economic conditions, if we don't see stimulus tied to vaccination rates, then where are we? The good news is that Wall Street is laser focused on stimulus this coming week. And I have so much great news across the board this coming week as Wall Street reopens on Tuesday, because Monday's a holiday, and gets back on point for stimulus. The impeachment of Donald Trump has been distractive. And I'm welcoming you back into the family. If you took a little break and you're back here, this channel's going to have big changes coming to in the next couple of days. So I want you to stay with me. Many people think that stimulus could still go bigger under the stimulus package. Quincy Crosby, chief market strategist at Prudential, says the market's waiting to see how big the package is going to be. It's going to be very important. And the distractions, well, those need to stop. Robinhood CEO will testify on Thursday before Capitol Hill, but that's sort of nominal. Let me answer some of your 2,000 questions and comments from yesterday's recording. And if you have questions or comments, drop them in comments below. Or it's monthly because it doesn't make sense. Ella, I just watched young mother's car being repossessed. My heart just hurts for her because she went back to work and had she at least gotten $1,400, she would have gotten caught up in her car payments. Jay Halley, the circus of impeachment is over. Now let's get back to stimulus. Amen. Sharon Woods, they say that this $1,400 will pay our bills until July. Who the hell are they trying to kid? Well said. Dolores, when are the checks going to send out now? It will be land in the Senate on February 22nd. Harold Rose, Biden and VP Harris need to keep their promises to people on SSI and SSDI. Yes, but we need to keep our promise to ourselves and push back and say to them, why aren't you doing these things? Go on social media, call them, tweet them, share these videos, tag them. Thomas, that's right. The rest of the $2,000 is from Trump Biden, and gave us nothing. He was supposed to give us $2,000 in January and $200 more for Social Security. I don't see what he's did here for the people. Angela Nash, people that are 70 or older shouldn't be able to run for the United States. Bob Moffat, just more time. Sheridan, the wolf at my door isn't impressed by any future tax credit. Steve Cotton. And we sit here like frogs on the lily pad. Thank you for that great comment. Retroactive unemployment, get it done, says Gary. If you have questions or comments in today's recording, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Meantime, coming up next is the continuation of Afternoons Allied with the third stimulus check. Stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. If you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. I'll see you next on Third Stimulus.